My name's Chris. I run a Facebook page called Left Outside Alone. I go out every other day when there's not other groups in town because there's no point coming in when everyone's in. I hand out clothes, sleeping bags, tents, shoes, tea, coffees. Well, I end up on the streets because I had most of my time, about 4 or 5 years in a children's home, become 16. They put me into a flat in Canton. 16, I was young and stupid then, and I lost the flat. No help, ended up on the street for 5 years. Stayed in the old Dugard Centre, turned to drugs, heroin, speed, whatever was there, I'd take just to block it out through the day. But then one night I ended up in Ely, went to see him in my mate's flat, ended up meeting my wife, which is walking over here now. 20 odd years ago, she got me off the street, she got me off the drugs. So now I'm out here now, 20 years later, helping everyone else who's homeless. The problem is, there's so many people on the street because they don't want to use the hostels due to threats of violence and theft. People don't want to go into them, they don't want to sleep in hostels. 1, through assault. 2, they can get their stuff pinched. 3, it's the drugs. If you're coming off the drugs, you don't want to be going into a hostel where they're all taking drugs. So, prime example, I spoke to a girl, I can't name her, spoke to a girl in Queen Street. I told her about the Hugger. She said, I'd rather sleep in a doorway full of piss than go down the Hugger Centre. Tells you everything you need.
There's a lot of pressure on the homeless once they're in an hostel to, you know what I mean, not want to lose the place. Or some people just don't even care. They'll go in there, they won't pay the top up, they won't pay the rent and everything else, and they just prefer to be on the streets, like, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes, some of the hostels I've been in, I prefer to be on the streets than in the hostel.
Are some of the emergency accommodation places chaotic? Yes, because we're bringing chaotic people very often off the streets. You know, it's bad enough. I have to say, probably if there was a disaster, an emergency, and we all have to go and live in a leisure centre for a few days, it's not comfortable, and perhaps we don't feel safe because we all like to have our own space. But I guess, and I understand, that even amongst groups of people who are chaotic, there are some strong people and some who are less strong and feel more threatened than others.
There's different hostels and there's different experience, that's what I mean. People take advantage, and some people handle it different to others. Like it all depends on like your mental strength and everything else, like, and the staff, how you get on with them, how you interact with them. So it's one of them things where if you put the work in, you'll get out what you put into it. Like, and I used and got what I could out of them, like, you know what I mean? And it worked for me, like.
The biggest part of the homelessness is to do with the changeover to universal credit. I'm not sure if it's like 6-7 weeks before you get anything. Landlords can't wait that long for their money. It's bad. I don't agree. They should check out that universal credit anyway. It's causing a lot of blooming heartache for people. And the other problem is as well, when people go to prison, they come out, they get no help. Do you need anything, Smith? No, you're good? You look after yourself, right, bro? Yeah, they come out of jail, they get no help. So they come straight out of jail, straight on the street, like that girl we just spoke to now. She ain't jail long, come out of jail, she's on the street. No help.
This government has trialled universal credits in many areas for over the last 5-6 years, they knew exactly what the outcomes were, and okay, they've tinkered with it, but they still proceeded and continue to proceed, knowing that actually what they've saved in welfare reforms, in the benefits, is costing them and us as communities dearly, and we're losing lives and young lives. Tents were donated in Cardiff during December, and we had grave concerns, and we were already considering what we could do about this. We had grave concerns on two sides. For the individuals who were sleeping in tents, because from the public perspective, well, that's got to be better than sleeping on the streets in a sleeping bag. But the fact that they're chaotic and very often on drugs or alcohol means that our outreach team can't be looking out for their welfare because we can't see what's going on.
Somebody's home at the end of the day, innit? If it's cold and it's raining, what would they rather do? Sleep there? I'll always supply my tent. Council don't like it, I'll supply them a tent. I know the council and the police don't like it, but it's somewhere safe, warm, and it keeps them dry. And they call the councillors telling them to rip up the tents. Tell that councillor she can have them all in the living room if she wants. Or in the shed. Yeah, here we go. We'll be going down here, Caroline Street it up, is it? All right.